Yo. What's up, Freak Nation? I'm back with another podcast episode, and time to add to the Chronicles. How about that? How about it? How's everyone doing? First off, 5 subscribers. Let's freaking go. That's so awesome. On the road to 5 mil, we're so close, you guys. Again, if you forgot, 5 mil in 6 months. If we get there, there will be a reveal. There will be a reveal. Once I get 5 million in 6 months. It has to be within 6 months, or else there's gonna be no reveal. Just a reminder, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Welcome to Freak Nation. Welcome to Freak City. Let's be freaks. Anyways, how's everyone doing? How's your day going so far? Personally, my day's been pretty good actually. Before I get into what I want to talk about today, I this morning I ate breakfast. I made myself like a breakfast quesadilla. It was really good. And then I did yoga, and then what? And then oh, after a while I made myself lunch. Okay. Again, I'm getting all the nonsense out of the way first. I've been trying to get into cooking more. I used to just not cook, or it would just be like frozen, like chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, or a frozen pizza, or that stuff, the easy stuff. And I've been wanting to make more things. I One of my New Year's goals is to cook myself a more difficult, or I guess intermediate recipe every like once a month at least, because I don't want to be scared of raw meat anymore. I don't want to be scared of it. I'm not always scared of raw meat. um, but I always avoided cooking with raw meat because it's scary. And last night, I decided to cook one of those meals and I bought myself a freaking salmon. Forgot I liked salmon. If you watched my vlog from the other day, I tried fish for the first time in a long time and I was like, oh, I like fish. I feel like I like salmon too, but it's been so long that I forgot I liked it. So I made it. I got some bang bang sauce. I seasoned the freaking. I was touching all up on that thing. I was all up on that freaking salmon fillet, okay? I seasoned it real nice, and then I brushed some bang bang sauce on it, like this, like that. Um, and I air fried it because it's easier. It turned out really good. Made it with some rice, and then I sauteed some sugar snap peas. Again, sorry that this mic sucks. Um, you'll just have to put up with it for now. But I had that all together. It was really good. I had a lot of leftover salmon because it was a like yay big, and I wasn't gonna eat the whole thing. That would have been a lot, and so I cut it up into thirds. And then today for my little lunch, I had some leftover rice that I cooked, reheated with the salmon, and I made it into like a little mix in a bowl. Just a little, and then I had some sugar snappies on the side, but I didn't saute them. I just ate them with ranch, raw with ranch. That's how I like it, raw with ranch. But it was good. And then yeah, and then I went to go check out a trail that my therapist recommended to me, and it was a nice trail. Um, I kind of, I think I want to do that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Um, I'm gonna make a little segment, or I don't know what I'd call it. if I start doing like a more vlogs, if people enjoy them. I enjoyed making it. Um, it's fun. But but I was thinking of doing like a little thing where I review trails because I like hiking, I like walking on trails, and I was like, that could be a fun idea to do a trail review. If you guys watched PewDiePie, during meme review era, that was but trail review would be fun. But I checked out this trail, and what I like in trails, let me just give you the rundown right now. I like the trail to be not paved. I do not want to be walking on concrete or tar, whatever the friggin' roads are made out of. I don't want. I want to be walking on grass, dirt, sand, even. The trail I was on today was a lot of mud because let me dox myself real quick. I live in Minnesota, and that's why I went on a walk today because it was really nice out. It was like 44 degrees out. That's so nice. It was so warm. And I had to take advantage of that because I love being outside. I love to be outside in nature, and I haven't been able to as much. Or I could, but like the times I did go outside when it was 5 degrees out, I went outside. I went on a little walk of like a week or two ago, and it was like, yeah, it was 5 degrees out. But it's been cold. It's been so cold, and this week it's warming up. It's warming up. And so I had to take advantage of that, of course. But it had snowed, and now the snow's melting, and now the trail was muddy. The trail was mud, so I was like walking in mud, walking in some melted ice, melted snow that was a little icy. Oh, hope I don't slip. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know? Um, but there was a few times where the trail was like wood chips, I think. Yeah. Not sure where that came from. Probably wood. But yeah, I prefer the natural ground to walk on, not the hard. I don't want the trail to be paved. And other than that, I look for trails that are hidden gems. Ones that it's me and the trees and the dirt and the leaves and the rocks and the chipmunks and the squirrels. I do not, if I'm going on a hike, I don't want to see houses. I don't want to see buildings or cars. I want to feel like it's like what the 1700s. I want to feel like I'm a Neanderthal. I'm a freaking caveman wandering in the woods before any civilization. That's how I want to feel when I'm out. And it's just fun. But unfortunately, the trail that I was on, not the whole time, not the whole time, it was okay. It was an okay trail. But there's a few times where I could see buildings, and then there was a few times where I was walking, and then like there was a line of trees, and then there was a road. Not even like it was like they were going like 45. I'm like, it's not immersive. I was like, yeah, oh, back to reality. Like, me going on a hike, I'm escaping reality. I'm escaping people and everything, you know? I want to feel like, again, there's nothing to worry about. I don't gotta worry about taxes or work or anything. I just have to worry about the cool trees I'm seeing. But it's okay. It was an okay trail. I'll tell my therapist. Thanks for freaking recommending that trail. It was there was cars and there was buildings. Why the heck would you recommend me a trail like that? She should know me better than that. Anyways, other than that, oh, I got gas. Really interesting stuff. I had the day off today. I have a job, I promise. I had the day off, and so I did this, and then I went to another trail that I go to more often. Um, it's shorter. It's a pretty short trail, but I had to visit my best friend, my best tree friend. He he's awesome. Um, I spend a lot of time with him. I talked to him. I gave him a hug today because I haven't been able to see him as often since it's been so freaking cold out. But it was good to see him. I did name the guy. I named him because I was like, if I'm seeing this guy so often, so freaking often, I can't just be like, hey man, what's up? I have to. I wanted to refer to him as a name, and so I talked with him. I touched him because this could be a topic for another time. Trees are living things, you guys. Trees and plants are alive. That's basic biology, but I feel like a lot of people forget that they're alive. And I'd like to think that well, they know I'm talking to them. They know. You guys, have you heard about those frickin' researchers who, um, it did the experiment with like plants and the ones that they didn't talk to didn't grow as well as the ones that they praised and they're like, you're so beautiful, you're so amazing. Those ones did better than the ones that were neglected or talked down to. They know. The trees can see, the trees can hear. And so whenever I'm in the woods, not all the time, it depends, but I usually talk to the trees. I said that in my intro. I I be talking to the trees because they can hear. They know. And so I'm like walking around like, hey guys. But this tree specifically, I spend a lot of time with. I Let me paint the picture real quick. This trail's by a river, the Mississippi River, actually. And the tree, I I'm really hoping he's not dead, because sometimes I'm like I can't tell if they're dead or not. He does get like he has new branches coming out, so I feel like he's not dead. Anywho, um, he's growing like almost parallel to the river, and then it goes like this, like two branches out, and it's perfect because sorry if you could hear noises. I'm only human. I'm only fucking human. Sometimes my throat makes noises. If you hear them, I'm really, really sorry. Anyways, it like branches, and so if it's not, my favorite thing to do is sit between the two like that. It's fun and it's perfect. And at first I just did that, and then I started talking to them, the tree, like, is this okay? Like, I hope I'm not hurting, because maybe he hated me. Maybe he's like, oh my god, this bitch again. She's gonna friggin' sit on me. Because I'm like, but then I'm like, do you like this? Is this okay? And they're energy. Energy. Plants alive. Energy. I touched the tree and I'm like, hitting him. I'm like, this is okay, right? Like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to sit on you. I hope it's okay. And he's chill with it. He's chill with it. He likes me. We like each other. He's my best friend. And today I had to see him again, and I was like, hey man, this is gonna be brief because it was cold. It was getting a little bit chilly, and I was like, I needed to see you, and I want to refer to you as a name. And like, I need help. I need help naming you because I want to make sure he was okay with the name, you know? And I had asked the other trees around, like, you guys have any recommendations? After thinking for a little bit, connecting with him, touching him, Otis. Otis is what came to me. So if I ever talk about Otis, just know that's my tree best friend. Um, and so yeah, Otis is awesome. Another thing, real quick, whenever on when I'm on a trail that I go to a lot, and then walk around, I'm like seeing when they cut down other trees. It makes me really sad. I'm like, those poor trees. I mean, I get it, when they have to do the controlled burns. I get that. I get it. It makes sense. They're circle of life. And also, there's this one tree that they cut down that I climbed once. It was an awesome tree, but it was dead. So I'm like, okay, they cut down the tree because it was freaking dead. But it had like fallen, and anytime I went on the trail, I liked like hopping over it and stuff, and then it was gone. And when I was there today, there was more trees that were cut down. And I'm like, yo, leave them alone. I don't know if they were dead, but like, come on. If they ever frickin' touch Otis, that's gonna be a really sad day. A really, really sad day. And I'm gonna be really upset if they ever touch him. Because what the heck? But yeah, that was my day so far. It's 5:34, middle of the day. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, my day's been pretty good so far. Love to be outside. Awesome. Hope everyone's doing well. Today though, I'm gonna get a little vulnerable and got all the nonsense out of the way. But for my topic, I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna attempt to stick with talking about mental health. And if that's not something you want to hear, if that's not something you're interested in, bye. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. But that's what I want to talk about today. And I'll try to stay on topic. I have a hard time with that sometimes, but I'll do my best. But yeah, let's get to it. Mental health. Crazy. Mental health is crazy. Like you're telling me that my brain is actively working against me? Like like you're supposed to be helping me. Cuz in order to live a happy, healthy life, this is mostly in regards to my eating disorder. But like, in order to be healthy and happy and live a long life, you have to be nourished. You have to nourish your body and your soul and your. But then my brain's like, don't eat it. Don't. Don't. You can't eat it. Like, really? Really? I thought you were I'm supposed to eat it though. Because if I don't eat it, then what's gonna happen? Like, okay. Where to start? Where to start? I I'm just gonna drop it all. I'm gonna trauma dump. Not really. I don't know. Again, I don't really care. Um, I don't care. I'm gonna lay it all out there. I've struggled with. I mean, okay. Ah, I have anxiety. Gad. I was just diagnosed with general anxiety disorder. Um, and I've pretty much just had it my whole life. I mean, probably yeah. Always been an anxious girl. Always. Which again, crazy where my brain's just like, You're gonna die. You're gonna friggin' die. Don't do that. You're gonna die. Like, dude, what if? What if that happened? You shouldn't do that because what if that happened? Crazy. um, but yeah, crazy how everyone's brain is different, and like knowing that some people don't have anxiety, don't deal with it daily. How? Please tell me how. What the heck? And a part of me is like, I wish. I wish I had a normal brain. But also, how boring. I mean, life would probably be a lot easier, yes, but like a lot more boring. To just be okay all the time, to like never worry. It keeps me on my toes, being like, what if? And yeah, worrying all the time isn't good, but it also prepares me for the worst case scenario. Because what if? Like I talked about it before. If expecting everyone, if you guys haven't watched my other two videos from start to finish, get out of here. You can't watch this one because I might be referencing stuff, and so you have to go watch them. Um, but where I like go to shows, or like even when I like go to the cities or anywhere, not just the cities, anywhere, I'm like, what if someone would just shoot up this freaking Walmart right now? Anything could happen at any given moment. And I think that if I have my standards so low, that I will never be disappointed. And that's also the thing of like preparing for the worst all the time. And so going to these things like, okay, like mentally preparing, what if this were to happen? And obviously it doesn't happen, but again, expectations low, always like, wow, wow. Noises keep coming out of me, and I'm really sorry if you hear it. But like, wow, that went really well. I walked in and walked out and nothing happened. Oh my god. Life is so amazing. But no, that's crazy how brains can do that. Brains can convince me of those things where like again, laying it all out there. My brain loves for some reason to convince me that I'm racist. I have no idea why. It just does. I don't know what that's from either. If that's like I don't know. I don't know what that's from. I don't know why. I've never I promise I'm not. I promise. I promise I'm not. And when I've talked to like people before about that, and they're like, "Girl, if you were, you wouldn't be like saying that. You wouldn't be like convincing yourself you are, or you wouldn't think you are. You would be racist, and then you'd probably just." But I'm like, I guess, but like, what if my brain's just like, what if I'm covering up? What if what if everything I do and say is just covering up? Weird. I'd like to think I'm not, and I don't think I am, but I still convince myself I am, like daily. And I don't like that. It's not fun. But I promise, you guys, I'm not. I promise. um, brains. What the heck? You're like what? What's the point, really? But yeah, no, mental disorders, all that fun, awesome, amazing things that go on, all those thoughts, so many thoughts, I can't keep up, it's so tiring, I can stop, but also it's really fun and entertaining, it's interesting place where I'm like, anyone knew if my thoughts were live streamed, I'd be locked up. I'd be locked up in a cage. Studied, probably, yeah. But like, I can't help it. You can't help your thoughts, and that's the other crazy thing, because you're telling me that, like, intrusive thought, boom, boom, you should kill your dog. Bruh, I love that dog. Why would I kill it? I don't know, just for fun. Just, well, you should break that person's freaking leg. Oh, really? No, I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do that? Just, it could be fun. Like, unconsensual thoughts popping up in your head, and you're like, why did I think that? And that's why I think I'm like convincing myself I'm racist or convincing myself I'm a terrible person for my intrusive thoughts. But it's like, intrusive thoughts are, everyone has them. But again, I'm not a freaking scientist. Where are these intrusive thoughts coming from? That's when, like, deep down, am I a bad person for thinking these things? But like, I think that's the thing. You're a bad person if you act on those thoughts, you know? Like, obviously, yeah, I have the thought of killing my dog, but am I gonna do it? No. Am I gonna break that person's leg? No. Did I think about it for like a few seconds? Yeah. But I couldn't help it. When you have thoughts, I can't help it. I'm just a human. I'm just a little human. This microphone's awesome. Um, but no, crazy, crazy how that works. Um, but yeah, uh, mental health, man, brains, brains, man, they're crazy. Life, man, life's crazy. Um, but yeah, my just like going in chronological order of my mental problems. I was, um, I was diagnosed with these things later in life when I was in like middle school, but like obviously I had anxiety for my whole life, and I hinted at it before. Being neurodivergent, I am using the umbrella term because some I have never been formally diagnosed with anything, whether I have it or not. But I know I have it. I know I have something. And I'm valid in saying that because my therapist, multiple therapists have told me, and doctors, but they're like, I'm not comfortable diagnosing you because I'm not a freaking psychiatrist. Psychologist. I don't know the term. But like, they're like, you probably have something. Oh, cool. What does that mean? What am I supposed to do with that information? Tell me, please. Someone's like, do you have this? I don't know. They said I might. And I've been trying to get tested. I was trying to get tested because I want to see if I have autism and ADHD. And then I found a place, and then they were like, we only do ADHD, so you're gonna have to go somewhere else. Womp, womp, womp. And then I stopped looking because I didn't feel like looking. But that's the thing, also. That kind of has to do with mental health, right? Mental problems, problems with the brain. That's just the topic. Problems with the brain. The brain, Da Vinci. Uh, but like, I've gone a lot of my life having problems. Not like super severe, and I think that's why I never got tested because it wasn't anything crazy. Like, I'm pretty high functioning. I can do stuff. I can talk. But then it's like, when I talked to my therapist about this, when she was like, oh yeah, maybe you should get tested. Or she was like, you've never gotten tested. And that's why I'm like, I feel confident saying I'm neurodivergent, but I don't want to use a specific term because I don't want to be like, claim something that's not mine. But like, I relate to a lot of the experiences people talk about who have been diagnosed with that kind of stuff. And so I'm like, I don't know. But from like when I was a kid and um I was nonverbal a lot. Like they had to you know, the like screening they did for before going to preschool. Yeah, yeah, preschool. Um, and they do like a screening to see like what where you're at, because you're like 5 years old. Like, do you know your alphabet yet? Did your parents teach you some things? And apparently, I was nonverbal the whole time. Funny, funny, funny how that happens. And then I ended up held back, but not held back by my parents talking with my teacher for another year in preschool because I was nonverbal and I had no friends. Oh, oh, odd. Oh, I wonder why. And then I went most of my life with like having friends, but never feeling truly like I fit in with them. Like I never felt authentic. It never felt real. And then middle school came around. I was just blending. I mean, most people do this. Yes, I know. But like blending in to fit in with everyone else. Pretending to be like someone, pretending to be like the majority to blend in, to not be the word. I lost it. To not be perceived, you know? Because most of my life I didn't want to be perceived. I wanted to blend in, to fit in to everyone else, even if it didn't, like, even if I hated myself. Because I did. I hated myself. Like, most of most of my childhood, I think. I mean, obviously, when I was a child, I was having fun for the most part, but I never, it never felt real. It never felt like me. Even when I had two friends, I never felt like they were, I always felt left out in some way or another. Left out either just from feeling that way or because I actually was left out and they would like do stuff without me. And yeah, awesome. Cool guys. Awesome. Thanks. And then when I was in like sixth grade, I developed an eating disorder. Oh, wow. Fun. I was like 12, 13, I think. I don't know. I just remember, like my first interaction with Ed. Ed's the name I give my eating disorder. So I'll probably refer to it as Ed mental problem, as Ed. Eating disorder, Ed. Makes sense, right? But yeah, I remember my first interaction with Ed, which he just kind of threw himself upon me. Weird, a little weird, and throwing herself onto a minor and awkward. But yeah, dealt with that for since then till now, and that's the one thing I don't want to be discouraging, but it's hard to think that you'll ever like. It's hard to think that I'll ever get over it fully because I just have a feeling it'll always be there in the back of my head. Because I've managed the past few months, at least the past year, I've been eating the best I've eaten probably in my whole life. At least, I guess when I was a kid, I was probably eating pretty good because my parents friggin' supplied everything for me. But now that I'm like more independent with how I'm supposed to eat, I've been doing good. I've been doing really good with it. Every day is a struggle. Every day. Well, it depends. But like, every day is a battle. Like even if I'm having a good day with like my thoughts not being as annoying because they're always there, and that's why I say I don't know if I'll ever get over it. And that could be said with like any mental disorder. That like it'll always be there in the back of your head. You just learn to live with it and um quiet the thoughts down. I was also diagnosed with like severe depression when I was um, like 16, maybe, probably. I don't know. I was severely depressed for a long time. Um, when I was in those teen years, when I was also having like in the worst of my eating disorder, so I was like malnourished and also like severely depressed. What a life! And you know what's funny about me? Like you remember when I talked about having like a few friends, but like they never felt real. Yeah, makes sense because once my depression got really bad, guess, guess, guess what? All those friends I had, except one, except one who I've known. Quick sidetrack, real quick. I'll be quick. Um, when I was in my last year of preschool, when they put me in because I had no friends, I met my friend, my best friend. We actually went to daycare together. But like I think being in that class in preschool kind of like solidified it. But she was the only one who stayed with me when that happened. All the other friends I had dipped. They're like, I mean, I don't remember if I was super open about what I was going through at the time because your girl couldn't get up. Your girl would lay in her bed all day. I remember getting diagnosed once with hypersomnia by an old therapist. I mean, I don't know if they diagnosed me with it, but they said, like, you have hypersomnia. Like, what? I have literally never heard of that before. But I'd sleep, I'd wake up for a little bit, maybe eat, and then I'd sleep again for like hours and hours and hours, and then I'd wake up to eat dinner, and then I'd go to bed. I'd sleep like 13 hours through the night and then take like a 6 hour nap during the day. Audio's gonna be really bad, but I'm not retaking any of the footage I've been taking. But you know, I was in a rough. I remember one time my parents had to drag me out of bed by my feet because I wouldn't get out of bed. Like that's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. And the friends that I had, that like they had to have known something was going on. Nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be heard, except my friend. Hi, girl, love you. Um, but yeah, crazy. Crazy. Thank you guys for leaving me. That was really cool. But I get it. I mean, if you notice someone, I mean, okay, having support is so important when going through rough spots in any mental issues. You know, having a strong support system is so important. You cannot go through it alone. Like, you really can't. And I'm lucky enough that like my support system was I have a strong support system with my family and my close friend. Um, but those girlies that I was friends with them for a bit, but like again, were they true friends if they left me when they noticed I was going through a hard time? No, because what the heck? Um, I'm lucky I had more support than just some friends that didn't care that much about me. But because yeah, um, I mean, when they all stopped being friends with me, that was really hard, and that made it even worse. Because then I was like, oh, no one cares about me, no one wants to be friends with me, everyone hates me, and I'm so lonely, and I wish I could just end it. Like, that's so sad. That's so sad that I had to go through that. And obviously, I wasn't alone, but like, you know, that happening, losing those friends, did not help. And yeah, those thoughts that came from that, not again, not to drum it up, I'm getting really vulnerable here. I had attempted a few times. I tried taking my own life because of how lonely I was. And obviously, I'm here. Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm here. You're welcome for being here. And so I'm grateful that nothing happened because something could have happened. Something could have frickin' happened, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. I like living. I love being alive. Personally, being alive is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun. But me at the time, I just wanted an escape, you know? And when I did attempt, I don't know how detailed I can get about whatever, but I used to be on antidepressants for a long time. I actually stopped taking them a few years ago. I was just like, they didn't say I could. I just was like, I don't feel like taking these, and so I stopped and whatnot. But I was taking a specific antidepressant, and just one dose of whatever the milligrams was. I don't remember which one it was because I've been on like Lexapro, Prozac, Wellbutrin, those ones before. I think those were the only ones I was on. I don't really remember. I don't remember which one it was, but I took 10, 10 times the amount of my normal dose because I was trying to overdose on my antidepressants. Um, I think when I was going through this, I didn't truly want to. I just wanted to like people to realize how bad I was doing. Like go to the hospital and people be like, "Oh my God, she's," you know. I mean, I wasn't. This sounds like I was being a really. Oh my God, I'm getting blown up. Sounds like me being an attention seeker, but it wasn't that. It was just like maybe the friends that I lost would realize how serious it got, or it was, or just a break from my reality at the time. Like escaping, being able to just be in a hospital and be like, I don't have to go to school, I don't have to do anything, I can just be in a hospital and for however long I need to be, and they'll take care of me. But nothing happened from me doing that. Grateful that nothing happened because when I told my therapist at the time when I did that, he was like, "Huh? You should be so grateful nothing happened because maybe I'm just built different." But yeah, tough, tough, tough times. I've had some tough times. But I stuck it through, and me being here today, right now, shows that it gets better, and that if you keep fighting, it gets. If you keep fighting, it gets better because it does. And yeah, I mean, I haven't truly felt depressed in obviously again with the like thought of will you ever truly get over whatever mental disorder you have. I mean, yeah, I was diagnosed with severe depression, um, which I think that one was specific. Like, I didn't go 3 months without being depressed. I was just depressed for years with no break, always depressed. But it's like obviously every now and then stuff comes up. It's again a part of the human experience. Feeling emotions. Emotions come and go. But I'm confident enough that I haven't felt depressed or I haven't felt like you know, I can't say I'm depressed or that I have depression because I don't. Maybe in the back of my head, there will be a part of me that always will, or a part of my brain that still thinks I'm better off not being here, or that I'm lonely and worthless. But it's a very quiet part of me now, which is so awesome. Thanks for the applause. I've come so far. And I'm really proud of myself. And if anyone's going through anything right now, life, life is, life is worth living. It really is. It really is. And it's funny. Not depression. Depression's not funny. Depression is serious and real and scary. So scary. I remember my family had to hide the knives and the guns. I told them, like, that's why I was like, if I were to do it, I would not use a knife. Because I'm like, if I'm choosing to do that to myself, I want it to be quick. I don't want to feel anything. And if you use a freaking knife, ow! Ow, you're telling me I have to sit there and then probably regret what I did? No. No, I don't want time to regret anything. I mean, don't. No one should ever do that. No one should ever off themselves because I've talked with this to with my sister before, and it sounds harsh, but doing that is selfish. Doing that is the easy way out. And that's in no way um saying that what you're going through is invalid because I've gone through that before. I've literally gone through that before. I literally almost did that, but I didn't. And you know why I didn't? You know why I didn't truly want to? Why I tried overdosing but didn't take enough to actually do anything? It's because I thought, hmm, how is my family gonna feel? How is this gonna affect the people around me? And then once I thought about that, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna ruin their lives. Like, my sister, um, I do not want her feeling like that. Like, being being an empath, I'm like, you know, imagining how would I feel if that happened to me? My life would be ruined. I'd be heartbroken. I would never go a day it after it happened, if it happened, feeling I don't know. I would never get over it. I would be sad. Really, really, really sad. And thinking about that, I'm like, I do not want my family or my friend feeling like that. And so I held on. And that's the part where it's selfish because it's in that moment. And again, I've gone through this in the moments where I was debating on it, um, feeling like my problems were the only things that mattered. Being like, God, my life is so hard. Again, not saying that people who go through that don't have a, hard life, aren't going through a hard time. But again, it's just being like, oh my God, my life is so hard. My. I just want to escape. I just want an escape from what I'm going through. And then that escape ends up affecting a bunch of other people. Even if you don't think it'll affect someone, it's gonna affect someone. Um, it's rough. It's so hard. And I wouldn't wish those thoughts, those feelings upon anyone, even my worst enemy. Because no one deserves to feel like that no one does. Like, the thought of that you're better off not here. What the heck? That's so sad. Because everyone, you deserve to be here. You deserve to be alive and living, and you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to be healthy. You deserve everything. You deserve everything, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Yes, holding on is important. Um, Holding on, staying strong, fighting, even when you have no fight left, leaning on people, leaning on your support system. That's important too. It does suck thinking like, oh, I don't want other people to have to deal with um, me, have to help me when I'm going through something so hard. But if it, like, sometimes you need to. I mean, if it gets that bad, you need to. You can't do it alone. And yeah, it sucks being like, I need someone else to bear this pain with me. Like, there's definitely guilt. For me, there's guilt being like, my parents um had to deal with that, with me knowing that their daughter wanted to end her life, knowing that their daughter needed support, needed to be dragged out of bed, needed to be forced fed, like, it's hard to, ask someone to do that, to, um, words, to sacrifice their own time in order to help you. That's hard. But if you care about someone, truly, if you care and love about someone, you'd do that for them. And I'm trying to learn to be like, okay, yeah, it does suck that they had to help me a lot, but if they didn't help me, I probably wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting in front of the screen talking. There wouldn't be a Freak Nation, you guys. Freak City wouldn't exist if, you know, no, I didn't get the support I needed. Because, I'd like to think that I'm strong enough, or I was strong enough to go through it alone, but even if, like, I tried, especially with the eating disorder, like, being in the worst of it, get this, there was one point where Ed, Ed made me only eat fruit snacks. I would eat one packet of fruit snacks a day. Now tell me that ain't nutritious. No, tell me that ain't something that's gonna nourish my body. My body that needs my body that at the time when I was like, 13, 14 was growing, needed a lot of food, and then I was like, no, you can only actually have one packet of fruit snacks or you're gonna get fat. Again, brain working against you. And then at one point, oh no, I can't eat fruit snacks anymore because fruit snacks bad, bad. Like, what can I eat? Nothing. Nothing, actually. Oh, okay. Sounds good. So I starved myself and I became really malnourished. And again, throughout my own recovery, again, again, um, nourishing your body is nourishing your mind. Having a malnourished body, your mind is also malnourished, Because, like, the nutrients you eat, obviously you need the energy to do stuff, but, like, you're also feeding your brain. If you're malnourished, your brain's not going to be able to work as good. And so, like, making that connection of when I was at my worst with my eating disorder, I was also at my worst with depression. Wonder if those have any correlation. Probably. If I'm only eating fruit snacks and also laying in bed, and also I get like old pictures from when I was at that point in my bed. My whole room was one color. That's sad. Like, how depressing. Depressing room, depressing food, depressing life. And, God, it's already been almost an hour. Y'all. um, but again, with my recovery with everything, me noticing when okay, I wanted to just say this because I think, um, like obviously, yes, having support, important, 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 important. Well, I'm not, okay, I don't know why I said it that way. Having support, so important. Um, Leaning on the people around you, and sometimes, I'm not coming on here and saying, do stuff to distract you, but for me, for me personally, something that was a big catalyst in healing me from depression, or I guess, I don't know how to word that the right way. Um, Smoking, talking, doing the devil's lettuce, that, doing that, for some reason, kind of did a, it was the catalyst of me becoming not depressed. Um, and I'm not, again, not coming on here saying the solution to being not depressed is doing drugs. Because, no, even when I was doing it, I was still depressed. Still with bed rot, still with all that. Never truly felt happy, but it did help me find the joy in little things. Like, you know, being high and looking at the world and being like, everything is so beautiful, everything is so bright. Yeah, I was high, but it made me realize, it helped me realize. And again, not saying to go do it if you are depressed, but I don't, that's what I wanted to say. I don't think there's a problem if you, well, see, it's hard. It's hard to say what I'm trying to say. I'm like, I don't think it's a super big problem to like seek out other things to kind of distract you from your own depression and stuff. It can help sometimes. And for me, it did. It really did help. Um, and now, oh yeah, it was the catalyst. It um inspired the change. It inspired me to seek the beauty, to add more color in my life, to have more fun, to, I don't know, do things, to be silly. And slowly, it made me feel better about myself, made me feel better about being alive, made me more excited, and then kept experimenting, obviously, had hard days, and then at one point I found other things in my life that brought me more joy, that brought me excitement, like being outside, going on hikes. That's something. Um, this will be another topic for another time. The catalyst for depression, also self-discovery. I'll talk about that another time because I need to end this real soon. I need to. Um, but yeah, the self-discovery journey, mine at least, started pretty much right after I did that. Right after I started partaking in that specific substance. And, you know, it obviously I became dependent on it for a while. Um, I will say I'm of age, and also haven't, I quit. I don't do it anymore. And it served me, it helped me find, without it, I would not be who I am today, is what I'm trying to say, you know? I found, it helped me find happiness, it helped me find things that bring me joy, and I needed that. I needed that. I needed something. I needed something to help, and I think that's okay. It's okay. But, you know, I am who I am because of it. It was a big part of my life for a long time. Again, I was dependent on it. I kind of abused it a little too much, but now I don't do it at all. And I'm still not depressed because I still have those things that I found that bring me joy. Find the things that bring you joy in life, because as someone who used to be in that time, where I didn't see the point in living, um, there's so much. There's so many points to being alive. Find the things that bring you excitement. Find the things that make it worth it for you, because it's different for everyone. And for me, being alive is being able to hang out with Otis, that tree, being able to sit on him, and listen to the river, look at the trees, being able to listen to music, to dance, to go to shows, to freaking drink water, to eat food, because to to make a salmon, to to do that, never. Me a few years from now, if she only knew where I'm at right now, like me when I was in my worst, if someone were to come up to me and be like, yeah, at you a few years from now, a few you like 8 years from now are gonna be cooking your own raw salmon and reading and going on hikes and being content, being happy. I'd be like, really? Like, I wouldn't believe it. I mean, I'd want to believe it, but it's like when you're in that dark space, it's hard to imagine that it'll get better, because that's all you know is the darkness around you. But it does. And when you find the light, when you find the light, it if you really want to get better, you fucking do anything. And that's the light for me. Well, I don't know. Just knowing that I didn't want to feel like that. Because again, no one deserves to feel like that. But yeah, it's been a journey, and I tend to forget how far I've come, especially since most of my work I've done is mental, where I see people my age doing more physical things, where they're like moving, going to college, going to travel, doing all these things. And I'm like, how? I'm like, I haven't done anything. I vulnerable. I live at home. I don't go to school. I don't do, it's hard to compare. I have a hard time with that. Um, Another part of me being like the neurodivergent experience, or even my mental health, I knew I wasn't ready for any of that. If I did do these things that other people my age are doing, I wouldn't last. I would be jeopardizing recovery that I've done, you know? And so the healing that I've done, the recovery I've done, isn't the most noticeable to people where they're like, oh, she's still at home, she's still blah blah blah. But I'm like, I am mentally so strong. The work I've done up here, I think exceeds or is better than if I were to have done, you know, other things. Like, it's important, and I think a lot of people don't prioritize their mental health or prioritize that stuff. It takes a lot of work and it's exhausting, but it's worth it because you're living with yourself for the rest of your life. You're the only one that's, from beginning to end, you're the only one who's going to be there for you. Even if you have support, at some point, that support's not going to be there. And you're the only one who can help yourself sometimes. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard recognizing mental growth because it's not visible, it's mental. And a lot of people don't know. Where it's like, obviously, my support system knows because they saw me at my worst and they know. They never knew the thoughts, but they knew how bad it was. And now they see me now and they're like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. And if I were to have done XYZ, do the things that I compare myself to, I probably would not be where I'm at today. I'd probably still be malnourished. I'd probably still be depressed. So, like, yeah, it sucks that I not doing those things, that I still don't really have a lot of friends, whatever, but the fact that I can be content with myself, I think that makes it all worth it. And that's probably where I'm gonna end because I could go on. But thanks for listening. I hope the audio was a little bit better. Um Sometimes I can be soft spoken sometimes and I don't wanna scream. And yeah, but thank you. Thank you for listening if you did. And I will catch you on the flip side. More to come. More to come. Anyways, stay silly, stay freaky, and I'll see ya.